So as a breeder, it's going to go over a couple of things to look out for if you actually care about your birds. You don't really want them going to bad owners, potentially bad owners. Today I had family come over, husband, wife, young daughter, not quite sure what the age was. Not a big deal. Anyway, that little fella's going to go to sleep on my shoulder, I reckon. Anyway, while he's sitting up there, colour, super important to him. Sex, super important to him. Try to explain that sex and colour, not really everyone has their preference, but not really the thing that you should be going, oh, that it has to be exactly like this. I don't know. Kind of a sucker. Love is blind, in my opinion. And friendly little guys, regardless. So they had their heart set on one that looked like this fella. It was this one or the other one. They're both pretty much the same. Very similar to the mother in temperament. A little bit shy, a little bit touchy. But sweeter nonetheless. So, I've had a night fright around about 5 a.m. in the morning. So, generally they stay agitated for a little while. Little guys tend to be pretty neophobic. They're curious, they're smart, but very neophobic. And try to explain, look, yeah, they're tame and all that, and scratch and pat them, but just got to chill out, relax, be calm, give it some time. They'll come to you. In short, they basically spent 10 minutes here, the wife and the daughter, chasing them around with treats, trying to explain to them multiple times. Hell, even the mother, she was near the breeding box up the end there, particularly aggressive male. Told her, don't go near that box. If he comes out, he'll attack you. He'll go right for your eyes. Didn't listen to a word I said. Takes a step closer to the box. Thank God he didn't come out, because he would have ripped her up. You tough little bugger, he kicks the crap out of all the other males. He's smaller too. Hard little bugger. Gotta respect that. You try to explain to him, look, yeah, they're a prey animal. You can't just, oh, there he goes up there. They're a prey animal. You can't just expect them to do what you want. And right now I wanted to sit there in front of the camera, but nope. Just wanted to go to sleep on the back of my chair or go somewhere else. Okay, I'll let him do it. Colour, sex, really important to him. I try to explain. Yeah, it's probably temperament. Temperament's the big one. I've been doing this for a pretty long time. I've been breeding them since I was a kid. I generally know what I'm talking about. I try to explain to them that they're a domesticated animal, sure. We've bred in, companion traits. But at the core, they're still a wild animal. They're a prey species. You can't follow a prey species around when it wants to get away from you. It thinks you're trying to eat it. Now, what I think they meant by tame is something that you just physically go pick up. And there you go. You know what that is? That's a fledgling. That's a bird out of the box. They'll be like that for 2 or 3 weeks. So good luck to them. They'll probably just end up going somewhere and buying a fledgling for $100 or whatever. And 2-3 weeks, it'll be wild. Here in Victoria, Australia, where I live, They're pretty bad for that. So not many breeders actually hand raise them. I don't even like pull the chicks from the box unless I have to. I only supplement feed alongside the parents. So imprinted on mum, imprinted on dad. I feed them long enough for them imprint on me. Not super complicated. Mum and dad teach them how to be birds, fly, all that sort of stuff. And they come out pretty tame. But this is the thing with birds. It's all time, patience, and understanding. So these people weren't willing to take the time for them to calm down, get used to their presence. They didn't understand that these are wild animals, really at the core. They're a prey animal, prone to getting frightened very easily. Didn't listen to that. And the last one they had just got away. I had it for 6 months and poof out the window or whatever. Not too sure on the details, but I don't know. You say, oh yeah, we'll go chat about it in the car. Like, if you're not going to like spend the time to actually like see how the birds are, what the personalities, what the temperaments are like, you just want to rock up somewhere and pick out an animal like a handbag because it's what you want, sure, power to you. Very glad that they basically just went downstairs and then, oh yeah, oh, we'll pass. Thank God. Thank God. At the time, I tried to be accommodating. I've got another 4 chicks in a box. They're pretty friendly too. One of them's pretty much fledged. One's right about to fledge in about a week or so. When I started doing this, nobody hand raised birds. You basically got fledglings and you fed them on, Arnott's biscuits crushed up with a little bit of water, warm water. You just do that for a couple of weeks, right at the end of their weaning. So they tend to bond with you. Wasn't always concrete, so hit and miss. But that's the thing. You'll go to a pet shop, average price round about $150 to $300 thereabouts for hand raised and tame, trained. Chances are, if that bird's still in there in a week or two, come back, it'll be a $50 bird, $25 or something like that. Exact same bird. It was just a fledgling. Parents can drive a bird out of the box and it'll appear tame. You can pick it up, you can scratch it, it'll be very tolerant, all of that. A couple of weeks later, bang, wild. Proper wild. Won't have anything to do with you. Will hate you, in fact. Unless you're lucky. But it's patience and understanding. Are 2 things that were clearly lacking. In retrospect, I'm glad they left. When I was trying to be nice and accommodating, I'm glad they threw it in my face. Frankly, they weren't suited to own birds. They don't make good pets for children. If the kid actually let the last one out, that's a pretty good indication that not good pets for children. So generally, yeah, kind of sad. Because I can't keep all of these guys. I have to find homes for them. I can't just give them away, because that attracts the wrong kind of owners. I don't like supplying pet shops, because pet shops typically, oh yes, it's a great pet for a child. Here's all the seed, cage, all that. Oh, in fact, it needs a mate. Take 2. We'll give you a discount. You got 2 wild birds. You can't. Most people are incapable of training 2 wild birds at the same time. And that's the reality of what buying a bird in Victoria, Australia is like. Breeding these guys for a long time in this country. In Victoria right now, there's bugger all people that actually hand raise these guys. In my personal opinion, the way I do it, supplementally feed them, it's better. At least they come out knowing they're birds. They're imprinted on people, so they know I'm not going to eat them or whatever. Parents teach them to fly, all that sort of stuff. You don't get the inappropriate bonding. No, your bird's thinking you're going to be its mate or whatever. They know they're birds. So if you have people come, like you actually care about your birds, people come to look at them. If they're not going to have the patience to wait for the birds to approach them, or the understanding that, you know, at the end of the day, these guys really are just a prey species. They don't like being followed around when they don't want to be near you. You have to wait, let them calm down, let them come to you on their own terms. You're a new person. They're generally afraid of new things. If you're not willing to do that, then you're not suited for bird ownership. And I thank God that I didn't give you guys one. Frankly, you have someone come into your home, not listen to a word you say, bugger off for a powwow. That's not an issue, that bit. And just, I'll be looking for more tame. Well, one, at least, you know, yeah, not on me. You guys didn't spend the time to, like, check him out, wait for him to calm down, or any of that. You chase him around with a treat and expect him to just be like, oh, well, I'm a teddy bear. They're not puppies. Birds don't work like that. Fledglings appear to work like that, but yeah. Not everyone's suited for bird ownership. It's a lot of responsibility. Definitely not good pets for children. And if you're a breeder and you care about your birds, and you don't want them going to the wrong kinds of owners, then they're not patient enough to wait for the birds to chill out and get used to them. Or lack the understanding that they're just animals. You can't just pick them out like a handbag. It's not a pair of shoes. It's a living, breathing, feeling thing. And if you don't like it, generally, like, you know, stick a finger in your face, yeah, you're gonna love that. Or chase you around with a slice of ham or whatever. You keep buggering off somewhere else and I keep coming after you with it, yeah, you're gonna start getting pretty annoyed. You're not going to like it. Come on, sweetie. I'm going to put you to bed in a second. But this is what they're like. You're not willing to sit around and wait a little while to see that. That's on you. I told them they weren't really suited for bird ownership. Eventually. I hope they took my advice. Alright, up you go. Ready for bed, sweetheart? Hey? Ready to go to bed? Little disappointing when one pours, every ounce of their love into something, their pride. And just have it dismissed, oh, more tame my ass. About being civilized and actually listening to someone that knows what they're talking about for once. You want to just walk up and grab a bird? Well, that's a fledgling. Might be hand raised, might be not. You never know. But not like that. I'll let these guys out in the morning when they're not. No, it was their first night fright this morning. These guys just ride my back around. They'll do all their food and their water, get their veggies out, all that. Look at that. Cleaning me now. Super sweet. Friendly little guys. And if you weren't willing to stick around and see that, wait for them to calm down after being told, hey, they got a pretty bad fright this morning. You wake up to, oh my God, we're all going to die. Yeah, you'd be a little bit freaked out when 3 people came into your place and 2 of them started following you around. Kind of a shame. Just as well they did that. Otherwise, if they actually listened to me for a little bit, I could have given you guys a death sentence by sending you home with those fellas. Thank God. So generally, if you're a breeder, care about your birds, bit ranty, but those are the warning signs. At least a few of them. Look, trying to go to sleep. Yeah, I don't know, man. More tame than that. Good luck. In Victoria, the back end of breeding season in an oversaturated market. Yeah, you be getting a fledgling. This isn't like, nobody hand raises these guys, because you start from day one. You're up at, I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's feeding every 2 hours until like midnight, 1 o'clock. It goes down in time. Like generally you want to start around about 2 weeks, but yeah. You get a pretty skewed idea of what like these guys are really worth as far as time and investment. You know, when somebody takes a fledgling bird, puts up an ad, says $25, hand raised, a picture of it, its head's all plucked and all that. It's clearly not a hand raised bird, but most people don't know that. They'll rock up, they'll put their hand under it, it'll get on their hand. They can give it a scratch. It'll be pretty tolerant of everyone's crap for a few weeks. As soon as that few weeks is up, wild bird, problem bird, oh, free to a good home. A lot of these guys here. Cage there you can't see in the dark. They're all birds that were thrown out. Breeder was going to drown them. This one's dad here. Clutch of abandoned chicks, all crop infections. They would have all been dead if I didn't take them. Right to the vet, hand raise them. Yeah, so it is what it is. Most people shouldn't have these guys as pets. Frankly, I'm starting to think that maybe nobody should have them as pets. That's it. A little bit disappointed. A little bit offended, honestly. More tame. Pretty rude coming to somebody's home, not listen to a word they say. And then dismiss everything they say, not listen to a word of it. And just like, oh, more tame? Yeah, you're not getting more tame than that. Hell, one of them sleeps on a pillow on my freaking bed. The old fella buddy. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. But it is what it is. I'll find homes for them eventually, and if I don't, I'll work something out for them. Super sweet little guys. Now sit still, you'll go to sleep there. Definitely wild bird, that one. Totally wild. Oh, look at that wild monster going to sleep on the back of my neck. Oh well, I pray that those people don't end up getting a bird. I hope it was all just a big stunt to just discourage the daughter from like, oh, I want a bird. The last one got away. 6 months and it was out the window. So, yeah. I don't know. Because that's the reality of this too. You give these guys to the wrong people, you just basically gave them a death sentence. They don't feed them properly. Do something stupid like chuck them in the laundry, because they're being noisy while the washing machine's open. They come back and the thing's died because it's breathed in toxic fumes, or overheat a Teflon pan and not realizing that, you know, that's something that kills them pretty quickly. You know, that kind of stuff. How to feed them, all that sort of... It is what it is. So yeah, not impressed. Time to put this little guy to bed.